Okay, so this is comparing linear relationships written in different ways. So this video is a follow-up or a review to review of writing equations, where we talked about the equation. It's also after the review of initial value and review of slope. So if you are confused about one of those things during this video, please make sure you go back and watch the video for the part that you're missing. So this video, like I said, is kind of with the idea of you know how to find all of those, and those other videos go more in depth. So here we go. So it says, which line has a greater y-intercept? Well, we have line A and we have line B, and they're not even written in the same form. So always, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the slope, I'm going to find the y-intercept for both lines. So the y-intercept of this first one, and then the y-intercept of this one. So the y-intercept, remember, if you're looking at an equation, it's the part adding or subtracting at the end. So in this problem, the y-intercept would be -4. In this problem, the y-intercept, when you're looking at a table, is when x equals 0. So the y-intercept on this one would be +4. So which one is greater, a +4 or a -4? Well, the +4 is bigger, so I'm going to use a blue highlighter. So actually I'm just going to use a pen. So I'm going to say the answer to that question is line B. Line B had a greater y-intercept than line A. So that's why I wrote line B, sorry. Okay, so now let's answer the second part of that question. Which line has a greater rate? Remember, rate is the same thing as slope. So if we're looking at the equation, the slope is 2, because it's always the number with x. So the slope would equal 2 on line A. And then let's find the rate for this one. So I'm going to get my pink pen. So from 4 to 10, 4 to 10 is 6, or if you do 10 minus 4, you get 6. 10 to 16, 16 minus 10 is also 6. 0 to 3 is 3. 3 to 6 is 3. Remember, if you don't remember how to find that without just looking at it, watch that video to where I show you 10 minus 4 is 6, 16 minus 10 is also 6. Then you're going to set it up as the change of y over change of x. 6 divided by 3. If you use a calculator, 6 divided by 3 is 2. And that would be our slope or rate. So in this problem, if you notice, the slopes are both 2, so you would say they have same slope or rate. Since the problem asked for rate, we would want to say that. So then you would just say they have the same rate. Okay, so again, you're going to see this a lot. This is actually what you see the most common on any standardized test or like state test or anything like that, is they're going to ask you to compare two different equations to see if you truly understand what's going on. So then now let's look at the next one. Which line below has a greater slope and which has a greater y-intercept? So same idea. The only thing is this one had an equation and a table. This one now has an equation with a graph. So again, the first one, sorry, I stepped on this little dang frog that's underneath me. Didn't want you thinking I don't know. So which line below has a greater slope? So let's find the slope of both of them. So slope of this one, Remember, the slope is always with x, so in this case the number with x would be 3. Now let's find the slope of the line, so pick any 2 points on the line. I'll do these two. So from here to this point, it went down 1. From this point, it went over 2. So for my students, we've been doing it's going down 1 and over 2, or change of y. This is the y-axis change, so change of y is -1, change of the x-axis is 2. So you would set it up as -1 over 2, and so our slope would be -1/2. Well, definitely a +3 has the greater slope, so our answer to that part of the question would be line A. Okay, now we're going to talk about the y-intercept. Remember, the y-intercept, if you're looking at an equation, is the part adding or subtracting at the end. Well, in this case, it's adding at the end, so we would put +2. And then this one, the y-intercept, hopefully that green shows up okay. The y-intercept is right here. It crosses the y-axis at a positive, and notice there's no scale, so we know it's going by ones. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. So the y-intercept on this one would be 3. And so out of 2 and out of 3, the one with the greater y-intercept would be line B. So that's how you would compare. Okay, again, you need to look at them both in the same form, or at least find the slope, find the y-intercept from both the equation and the graph, and you would find the slope and y-intercept from the equation and the table.